Hello. We are talking about your why today. And so this one is a fun one to talk about. This one is what lights you up, right? This is the one that is like your motivating factors. Like this is the good stuff. And the last drop was all about like the system, why it seems hard, why your brain is making it like this, like there's this wall in the way, right? Like you cannot get past it. And honestly, that's how I felt too. And then when I really started to look into it, and then when I really started to like find out the details, I was like, this is it? This is all I have to do? Like, yes, it's very specific. I need to make sure I do it correctly, but like, that's it? And I kept looking and I'm like, researching, like, okay, did I miss a step? It's got to be more than this. It's not. It's not. And so your brain is just trying to make it more difficult. There will be lots of times where your brain is trying to make things more difficult, especially as an entrepreneur. And there are going to be times where it is actually a little sticky and a little difficult. I'm going to be real with you here. Like being an entrepreneur, starting your own business, you are a CEO. Like when you start your own business, when you do this, after you go through the VA starter kit and you get set up, you're a CEO. You might be like, "Oh, I'm not. I'm not. I'm just a virtual assistant." No, you have your own business. You're a solopreneur, entrepreneur. You are a CEO. Own that shit. Like that's amazing to say, right? And so with being a CEO comes a lot of responsibility because honestly, when I first started all of this, when I looked into it before I got into the nitty gritty of like setting up your business and doing this stuff, I literally thought that it was similar to my transcription job that I had in college. To like make some extra money, I logged into a program on my computer, just all for transcription, where I could, pick different jobs after I signed up, got connected to my bank account, blah, blah, blah. And then it was like, all right, pick whatever transcription job you want. They're different lengths and they're each like you can get paid different amounts for whatever. And you just listen to what you hear and type it out. That's like one of my skills. Typing's really something that I can do well. I'm a fast typer. I was like, this is great. It was easy money. Not great money, but it was something in college. And you got to like pick from this job board, right? Of like what you wanted. That's what I thought being a virtual assistant was like for a while. I was like, oh, you just sign up, there's a job board, and you pick the job and you get paid. I'm like, I can do that all day. It was even better than that though, because then I learned like, oh, you're actually your own business owner. You're a CEO and you are working with other business owners, which makes it better because those transcription jobs didn't pay me shit. And these, um, getting paid by clients, having paying clients, signing contracts, all of that was way more money than I could have imagined. And so all of this comes back to your why because there are more responsibilities on you. It's not just a job board that you go and pick, whatever job looks good for. Because there are like places like that and platforms like Fiverr and Upwork. Please don't use those. Like, those are not reliable. You're not going to get paid a lot. Really, what you should be doing is connecting with other business owners who need your help. And you are a business owner, right? And there's responsibilities that come along with that. There's going to be, kinks. There's going to be like forks in the road. There's going to be moments that feel sticky, but you can get through them. And I will say this because, anything comes with sticky parts. I'm not going to paint this picture of like butterflies and rainbows for you, but it's not all hard all the time. There's only a few times where I have really like I've never cried for my job. So I'll tell you that. I used to cry for teaching all the time. I don't get panic attacks from my job. And I used to get panic attacks from teaching. So that's the trade off, right? I definitely feel like this is less stressful, less overwhelming. There are sticky spots, right? There's spots where things feel a little bit tougher. And sometimes because you're a CEO, because it's a business you started, there's going to be times where you're like, oh, should I just go back to what I was doing before? Oh, should I just throw in the towel? Especially if you're trying to build it and you're still working your regular 9 to 5, you're still teaching, whatever it might be. That's going to be the part that's easy. It's like, oh, maybe this isn't for me. I set this up like, I should be done. Like, right? I'll just stop. That is not where you stop. That's where you keep going. There have been so many times that I've seen virtual assistants, other business owners come on Instagram brand new, and I connect with them, welcome them like, oh my gosh, you just started your business. That's so amazing. And a couple months later, I don't see as many posts from them. Check in on them. They haven't posted in like weeks. And then I keep checking on them. They don't post in months. They're gone. They're checked out. They quit. They quit their business. And you probably see that a lot with even businesses in your town. I know I do. There's some that stick around and have been around for years and years. And there's others that last for like a year or two and then they're gone. And it all depends on, can you be resourceful and do you have staying power? And your staying power is connected to your why. Because when things have gotten tough for me, it's my why that keeps me motivated and keeps me going. Because, yeah, like I said, there's been times during my business, and it's only for like a day or two, honestly, where I'm like having a moment, right? Things are a little sticky. I have like a moment. My emotions get the best of me, and I'm like, oh, maybe I should just apply for this job and just start working as a secretary. Maybe that would be easier if I just was an employee. And then I think about it, and I'm like, no, fuck that. Like, I would have to get up, get ready. I probably couldn't take my kids to the bus stop anymore. I couldn't take my daughter to preschool anymore. I wouldn't have the luxury of doing that. And I couldn't pick her up from preschool anymore. And I wouldn't be able to have the flexible schedule that I have now. I would be away from them all day. Like, no, I am not doing that. And so that is my motivating why, right? That's what I really wanted, to be able to do those things with my kids, be there for them, be available at home for them. And if I go and I'm a secretary for somebody else, I now am under that schedule. I don't have my own schedule. And I'm like, no, I'm going to keep making this work. I'm going to put my nose to the grindstone. Like, I'm going to do this. And you know what? The next day I plug back in, I lock in, and I'm fine. And everything's fine. And my business has been fine. My business is everything that I had wished for 3 years ago, right? And that's why knowing your motivators and your why is so important. 3 years ago, I said to myself, if I could just set up this business where I can work from home and make some money and use the skills that I have and, make enough money to where I'm making the same amount that I am teaching, then I'd be happy. Then I'd be good. That's all I really need, is to make enough money that I make now as a teacher and be able to stay home with the kids. And you know what? I make more than I did as a teacher. And I only work maybe 20 hours a week. I make more. And I get to do all the things that I've said I get to do for my kids. And I get to work from home. And I get to work in sweatpants every day from the couch. Like, I am doing what I set out to do 3 years ago. And so this is all very possible for you too. And I really want to make that clear. This can be possible. So with all that being said, next we are going to dive into the time and proof that you can actually fit this in.